Right guys, so this is our new heater. As you can see here, you've got the wires like on the old one, the same style of element and the same sort of connections on the top. The first thing to do obviously is poke the wires back through the little hole here so we can reconnect them inside the machine. Right, so once you've got the wires poked back into up to the machine in here, the way we attach the heater is you've got these two little clips in the middle, and they clip over the little holes on the back of the drum, and then you replace your two little screws either side, which are the same ones that we took out. Right, this is how it should look when it's all finished. So you've got your screw there, the heater's fixed to the machine nice and tight. So the next thing to do is reconnect your wires inside. So you've got the big block and the little block, and these essentially clip together in the same way you took them off. You can only put them in one way, so you can't really get this bit wrong. Right, so they clip together just like that. The next thing you want to do is obviously clip them both into the little plastic bracket that sits onto the side of the holder here, and then literally turn this into here and clip that in place just like that. The next thing to do is refit the grey plastic cover for the wiring itself so it doesn't rub against the back of the drum when the machine is on. So we'll do this now. Right, so you line this up with the holes on the back. So you've got all four of the little lugs that come through, and then essentially slide it down, and that's what locks it into place. That's what it should look like. So it's clipped in place and none of the wiring is loose on the machine, so nothing's going to rub against the back of the drum. Right, before fitting the rear cover to the machine, make sure that your new heater, the thermostat, has not been knocked for any reason, so that one hasn't clicked, so we know it's okay. When refitting the back panel, please be careful because there are two different shapes of screw here. So you've got little metal screws, and then you've got the longer plastic crosshead screws. Now the longer plastic screws go into the plastic basing of the machine up to here, and on the other side it's up to about here. Whereas all the little metal screws go into the metal all the way round and hold the back cover in place. So we'll do this now. Right, just like that, the back panel is back on. As you can see, all the screws are all lined up back in place. Make sure the panel is nice and tight and there's no gaps in between. And so the last thing we do is to put the top panel back on, switch the machine on and give it a test. Right guys, so that's the machine all back together. We've put the top panel back on, so the last thing to do is just give it a quick test. So we'll put it on for the 30-minute program, and we'll let it run for a couple of minutes and see if we get any heat out of it. Right, the machine's been running for a minute or two. We'll stop the program. Oh yes, and I can confirm that's nice and hot, and that's only been on for a minute. Right, just one thing to warn you about, guys. The worst thing you can do to a tumble dryer is when it's running is to constantly open the door like this. It's the worst thing you can do. When the machine's running, it's obviously very, very hot. Now, if you stop the machine halfway through a program, not only does it mess up the sensors, it also can cause the machine to overheat, which can also damage the heater. And it can also trigger out that thermostat that we talked about with a little button on earlier. So when the machine is running, it's designed to stop within a certain dryness level if you have a sensor dryer. So let it complete and you shouldn't have any problems with it. But this one's all good, so we'll move on. Thank you very much for watching. Take care, guys. Thanks. Bye.